Bitcoin hash rate is declining even as interest in Bitcoin ETFs is growing. Robinhood has launched stock tokens. That's right, stock tokens. And the great state of Texas has made gold and silver legal tender once again. Along with crypto, we've got some AI news for you. And if you're tired of winning yet, well, we're not. And we're going to bring you more winning on our bad news episode number 781 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
This episode 5,925,000. It's a bad crypto. We're 500 years old, AI, and you know
we still don't know who Satoshi Nakamoto is.
That son of a bitch. That's
who is Bitcoin is now 14,800,000 a token. Thanks Satoshi's bitches.
It feels like it's been forever, Sir Lord Travis. It really does. I'm like,
Lord Travis.
Wow. So, yeah. Hey, welcome to the show, guys. This is the show. It's me and him. This is the show. This is what we do. We talk about crypto. We don't know anything. We're bad. Well, we know something. We just know that we don't know anything. So that's something in and of itself.
All I know is that I don't know what I thought I knew, and now I need to learn more.
All I know is I capitulated at all the wrong times with Bitcoin, and had I made different decisions, I'd actually own a bunch of Bitcoin today. But
right, I feel you. I feel your pain on that one, and others probably are feeling the pain as well. And there's other people who are tuned in that are like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad I tuned in when I did because now I'm doing well." And there's other people who are no longer listening because they did well, and then now they're listening to other shows.
Yeah, they're like, we're done with you guys. Thanks a lot, and we out. We're gonna.
I have somebody who will come to me and go, "Oh my God, I used to listen to your show."
Yeah.
Like, thanks. What, it sucks now?
Are you guys still doing this or what? All right, let's take a look at the current.
You guys are from the 2017s
situation here. Timestamp is the 1st of July. We're officially halfway through the year already. 2:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The total crypto market cap $3.376 trillion. Bitcoin just shy of 106 at 105,975. Ethereum 2425. XRP 218. BNB 645. Solana 147. Tron 27 cents, and Dogecoin wanting to get back to 16 cents. They're at 0.1586. Interesting week, Trav. What the heck is this? TNQ out of nowhere has a market cap of $1 billion, went up 777% this week.
But look at the small volume, though. That doesn't seem. It seems like some manipulation or something.
You think
on this one?
You think? Look at that chart straight up.
Well, look at that. Like, what the hell is it? And then, if it is so important, and it's gone up so big over the last day, then why is the volume so small?
I don't know, and I'm not sure what Penguins did this week, but up 50% on Pengu this week. And I'll tell you, if anybody is representative of the NFT brand and going mainstream with it, nobody's doing better than Pudgy Penguins. I mean, they got toys everywhere. They're coming out with, they got a website. They got all kinds of stuff that they're launching. The community launches toys and dolls and comics and stuff. And I think that they're the ones who succeeded in getting penetration and are leading the way. So good on you, Pengu.
Good job getting that penetration.
Yeah. Pengu penetration. Pengu-tration.
Pingo penetration. So I think that other token, dude, is just a scam, it looks like. I think they're manipulating something. It's all on one exchange, so ignore them.
I don't want to ignore it. I want to see what the hell it is. Let's see. The contract creator can make changes to the token contract, such as disabling sells, changing fees, minting. Exercise caution. Yeah, this looks like a total Total scam right here. Let's see what TNQ
Oh, my
token
feet.
is. Pioneering DeFi and CeFi bot ecosystem.
Yeah, so the bot ecosystem, and they just literally tested out their bots and like, look at how good our bots are.
Yeah, they minted $1 billion worth on 51,000 trading volume. None is staked. Okay, this is nothing. This is how does this even get listed on CoinGecko? How do you even?
As in the top 100.
It's in the
You
top
know,
100.
this is what's interesting is on the Mario Spaces this past week, I did see an interesting project that, you know how with Pump.Fun, just anybody can go there and launch a token. And it's like, then what happens is once you get that token launched, you got PUMP at the end as the suffix of that
Mm-hmm.
particular thing. Normally you see pump, you know it's a scam. Then once those things are going, boom, bots are coming in on those things and sniping the
Hmm.
tokens. And like, even if you do have a legitimate project, you got these sniper bots that are going out and stuff. So this guy built these. He's done. I think he's done about 7,000 projects apparently. And what they do is they have it all set up in its own ecosystem with its own private liquidity pool, where you can launch a token with your own wallets through a Telegram, a multi wallet system. To then when you buy it, you basically have all these multiple wallets that are buying it all, so you can actually snipe your own tokens. That way, whenever it does go on Radium, it's already all your wallets have all your tokens. Because what happens is a lot of times you're launching it, and then these other people have these sophisticated tools to be able to go out and group snipe on your tokens. And I've seen legitimate projects who've died because of that. This basically solves that dilemma. And I was like, oh my goodness, this basically, give everyone, democratize the sniping tools so you can snipe your own token so the other snipers can't. Because then, like, I mean, I don't know how many potentially legitimate projects have gotten killed through that kind of stuff, you know?
There should be a pump not fun.
Definitely
Right,
not
for
fun.
for those that are in it. Okay, so pulling up the
It's
Bitcoin
actually
treasuries.
dump.fun is what it really is because they're dumping on you.
A good dump is always fun.
Yeah.
So strategy, who we're going to cover a little bit more here shortly, is creeping up closer to 600,000 Bitcoin. And you can see those that have moved up there. I think the up arrow is for those that have increased their holdings this week. I think
Yeah. Looks
that's
like
what
it.
that is. So it shows you which ones have
Ooh, look at GameStop
acquired.
with 4,700 big. See, that's what's going to be crazy. When it's all said and done, CoinStop's going to be worth a ridiculous amount of money because of all their holdings on their Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They played that shit well with Roaring Kitty pumping up the volume, taking those profits, minting more token or minting more stocks, taking that money, buying Bitcoin. That was not a bad play.
No, that was a smart play. And
Who would have thought they would have done a smart thing like that?
this is interesting too. Producer Lisa has found this website, bitbo.io, that shows all Bitcoin treasuries, not just like a summary
Ah,
of all together. So you could see how much is in ETFs, how much belongs to sovereigns, how
oh
much is in
wow.
public companies, how much is in private companies. I mean, this is a total of 3.4 million that is locked up into Bitcoin treasuries.
Wow.
So let's math a little bit more on that, Trav. I got my handy dandy calculator on my iPhone right here.
Yeah.
21 million Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
You got a million of them that are lost forever, which take and then a million that aren't yet mined, which brings us down to
And
19
then how
million.
many Satoshi has? Is that what you're saying? The million
Yeah.
that's lost forever? I don't know if that's lost
No, no,
forever.
no. Lost forever is I'm sorry. Lost forever is 4 million, right?
Yeah.
So that brings us to 15. Then you've got three and a half that are in treasuries. So that brings us down to 11 and a half, pretty much. And then you've got strong hands, right? You've got the billionaires out there, the cantillionaires that ain't selling. I don't know how many they've got, but let's say there's 2 million. I'm going to just pull that out of my hat here. Just pulled it out of my hat. That brings us down to about 9 million. Let's be conservative and generous and say 10 million. That means that there are 10 million Bitcoin in a world of 8.5 billion people.
Yeah. What most people vying for it, wanting to have more of it, and not. And the thing is that once you understand Bitcoin, everyone is like, damn, I don't have enough. Nobody ever has enough Bitcoin as uh as when you look at Michael Saylor's almost 600,000, still not enough. He's like, give me more, more, give me more. It's like that ABBA song, money,
Yeah.
money, money. It's a
So
rich man's
I'm
world.
asking Grok, let's say there's 10 million Bitcoin available. And if you were to take the world's 8.2 billion people, that means each person could have 122,000 Satoshis, which is point zero zero 0.0012,
Wow.
etc. Bitcoin.
Mm.
That's insane. I mean, and what really blows my mind is thinking about what Bitcoin was at when we started this show, right?
Yeah.
We could have, if we had done no altcoins, no NFTs, and you just bought, let's say you were able to invest $100,000 in Bitcoin, you would
Bitcoin,
have had a
period.
hundred Bitcoin. Today, you'd have 100 Bitcoin worth $100,000 each,
Yeah.
and that's what, 10 million.
That would have been nice. Instead, we thought we were going to outsmart the market and we're going to pick the next one. Turns out there's not been a next one.
Turns out the market outsmarted us.
Turns out we're bad. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew we were
Yeah.
bad crypto?
But here, this is really interesting. I've been watching some videos, and a lot of people are talking about M2, the global money supply, and how it tracks with the S&P 500 and also tracks with Bitcoin. And look at this from 2016. The white line is the global M2 money supply, and the yellow line is the S&P index. Look how it's tracking. And I don't see a way to overlay Bitcoin on this, but we know what Bitcoin has done in the past, past 10 years. And it's really close to this. So as money supply increases, every time, look, up, up. Okay. Then there's a crash here. This is COVID. Money supply increases, up, up. Crash, crash, up,
Yep.
up.
And the more money that's in supply, the more it costs to make things because there's more inflation. You think, it's like, oh, more money. Well, guess what? There's more money in supply. It seems like everything costs more and more. Like think about how cheap things were. My mom, she's always bitching about everything about prices, and I was like, well, you really don't have a very good prosperity mentality because you've repelled money your whole life because of how you look at. Oh my God, it's just so expensive. Like, yeah, well, it's called they're printing money out of thin air, and what are you gonna do? Oh my God, I'm like, yeah, okay, well, bring more money, have money flow to you instead of repelling it. Yeah, but it
It,
is.
there
It's
is there is a lot of mindset to it for sure, and there's a lot
Mhm.
of people that do not have a abundance mindset.
Yep.
Apparently, the hash rate in the Bitcoin network has declined because of what some people refer to as global warming or climate change. Those of us with half a brain reference that as summer. But because of the recent heat wave here, a lot of miners have slowed down mining operations, and hash rate fell about 3% in June.
Mm.
And at least here they say driven by seasonal weather.
It does
Just
get hot as shit out there, dude. I went to the Royals Dodgers game on Saturday here in Kansas City, and I got to see Shohei Ohtani pitch. Which, I mean, if you don't know Shohei Ohtani,
I don't know who
he's a
that is.
once in a maybe two people ever. Like he's modern day Babe Ruth. He hits as many home runs as Babe Ruth, and he's also a pitcher like Babe Ruth was.
Wow.
And so it was his third time ever pitching. But dude, it was so hot out there, dude. I'm just going like, oh my God. I'm not an outside guy. I am an inside air
Yeah.
conditioned guy.
Yeah, that's
But
my idea of glamping inside
yeah,
with air conditioning.
yeah.
Can't do it.
Historically, though, we are in a cooling period in Earth's history, and we're
Cool.
worried about it being warm. Well, guess what? We're not so far away from this big fireball that's out in the sky. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called the sun.
The
Yeah.
sun.
They're like, oh my God, the temperature's rising. Yeah, it's hot as shit on that thing, dude. It's fucking really hot.
But climate change. But climate change.
Yeah.
So, but
Actually,
even
there's
though,
more ice on Antarctica now. It actually grew. So it's like, what? I mean, I
okay,
don't
as
know.
long as we're doing commentary, here's all you need to know about whether climate change is a hoax. And I'm not talking whether or not the climate changes. Certainly there's cycles, duh. I'm talking about whether or not there's some catastrophic, climate change that's going to end the earth. Look at where the rich people are building their homes on the shores of Florida and California. So if the water is going to rise because the ice is going to melt, you would think they would be building up on a higher piece of property.
You're exactly right. Have you seen those pictures of like, oh, look at this in 1896? Here's the shoreline.
Yeah,
And then you look at it today and it's exactly the same.
exactly the same. Yeah. It's
Woo!
amazing what a psyop it's been. I'm old enough to remember in the 70s, my dad subscribed to National Geographic, and
Mhm.
there was a cover story, and it was all over the news, the coming ice age. This was the scare in the mid 70s. I was,
Mhm.
8, 9, 10 years old, and I remember thinking, are we all going to freeze to death? And then 15 years later, Al Gore comes around and says, we're all going to fry, and puts out this documentary, which was a huge psyop. And they taught it in schools, and they got a whole generation to buy into it
Yeah.
as a scientific fact. And there are still
No, it's
some.
inconvenient truth, Joel.
Yeah. So there's still some who will defend that. There's a lot of people out there, but more and more are waking up to all the scams, that the narratives and the psyops that have been put out there. And if you're not one of those, then sounds like you took
Yeah.
the blue pill, and
Mhm.
that's one of the reasons you're here.
And RFK, he's dissecting another one of those myths with that, like him going and having conversations about it. Was just so wild. It's like, so the government does the research on these, and then they go, okay, here, make this vaccine, and then they make it a vaccine, and then once it gets put on the schedule, they're guaranteed to make $1 billion that year,
Right.
and then none of them ever get turned down really. And so you're like, oh, I've always been like, wait a second, okay, polio, I kind of got polio. That
Mm-hmm.
makes sense to me. We don't want people to have polio, a lot. But I was like, dude, why am I giving my kids 72 vaccines in their first like week of life? Like, hey, welcome to Earth. First of all, we're going to give you all these vaccines. The next day, we're going to chop your dick. We're going to take off some of that extra
Even
skin.
if you don't have one, we're
Yeah,
going to
God
chop it.
said, "Sorry, I made a mistake. I put this extra skin on your dick. I'm gonna cut it off." And it's just like, dude, like coming into Earth, it's wow. Like coming into Earth is a ride, dude. Like you, woo.
Yeah, you mentioned the CDC, and just as long as we're detouring, I guess, RFKJ has been saying all along that we need to look into whether or not these vaccines on the schedule are causing autism. Well, they found out that the CDC hid a report that showed an increase in autism by 140% in those that were given the Hep B vaccine as
Yeah,
children.
wow. I saw
Guess
this
what? He
quote.
was right.
Yeah, I saw this quote. They're saying so, you know, science is causing with the science, it's causing autism. And then a lot of scientists now, they're a little bit on the autistic scale. So technically, autism is causing vaccines. Meaning they're creating them. Like,
Yeah.
oh wow, so here we go. And now it's like it is wild, man. It's like, you think about this as like, SIDS and stuff like that. Like those are a
Hmm.
lot of times that's because they're adverse reactions to things. And like, oh my God, you're a vaccine denier. Like it's so crazy whenever they come after you because you don't believe whatever, you're not walking in line with what they say. And hey, wait a second. It's that whack-a-mole mentality. They just want to whack your head back down. And I remember you said early on, you said, hey, we want this show to be tight. Remember
Yeah,
that? Wait, this is not
it's not
tight.
this is not tight. This is loose. This is loosey goosey, and
Yeah.
we're all over the map. But you know what? I would rather talk about what I want to talk about as we're talking
Yeah.
than not, because
Yep.
this is our outlet for saying shit, and this
I'm
is the
saying
Bad
things.
Crypto Podcast. So,
True.
okay, back
We're gonna
to.
roll through a lot of this because I got to stop it at the top of the
Well, here
hour.
we
So
go. Bitcoin ETFs, even though hash rate is down, ETFs record 14 days in a row of record inflows. So Wall Street is finally waking up to ETFs, and Michael Saylor leading the way with his strategy. He just recently had an interview with Adam Back, and Adam should be on the show as well. And this is a roadmap they've got on this website at cointribune.com that you can read about his model for helping Bitcoin get to $3 million. And he's basically, as you will discover in an upcoming episode, an interview that we did with John Lee Dumas of Strategy Today podcast, they're issuing preferred securities in the form of Strike, Stride, and Strife, and they're paying 10% dividends on these securities, and they're taking the money from selling that stock and buying more Bitcoin. So he's going to sell billions and billions of securities to buy billions and billions more Bitcoin. And it's a self-perpetuating money machine.
It is, and he says he's going to buy billions and billions, and he's going to sell billions of securities, and he's got an elite plan, and you're going to love that episode. Make sure you tune into that one. And so that kind of covers this. The next one
Hey,
is
hey,
around.
before we move on with strategy, I just want to include this little piece here. If I could find the article, here it is. This is it. So, strategy has now qualified for the S&P 500. Trav, they closed with a value of let's see, what was their total value? There's certain markers that you
This
have
is
to
new
have.
big news. When we had that interview with JLD, this hadn't happened yet, but
This
now it
hadn't
is.
happened. So
Yeah.
the episode you guys are going to hear about strategy was done before this took place. This just took place yesterday, though, and now I guess the people who vote on who's included on the S&P, they are eligible because of their positive earnings reports. They are
Mm,
now eligible, and that happens. Guess what? Now Bitcoin is being tracked in the S&P 500.
right. That'll be big news.
Okay, on you go. Where were you?
All right, next one is American Bitcoin. This is a mining operation owned by the Trump boys. And so it's a really interesting name. My mom keeps messaging me about, so the Trump Bitcoin, what is the Trump? I'm like, there's no Trump Bitcoin. And now there is really is an American Bitcoin that is, you want to pull that news up there?
Yep, I'm looking for it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's interesting. So they've raised 220 million, and 10 million of that was raised from Bitcoin. So they are going to be mining Bitcoin and accumulating Bitcoin ongoing. And this is owned by Hut 8 and then also the Trump family. So they sold a bunch of shares in this company, raised a bunch of money from nothing that existed from nothing, and now they're putting that money in and mining Bitcoin from it. Like, what a great deal, man. Just setting up my own company, raising, raising, selling shares and then taking the proceeds and buying Bitcoin and mining Bitcoin. Like, it's pretty good ruse.
Well, for some time we've discussed that the crypto exchanges are going to become the new banks. Well, it's not just the exchanges. Now we've got Circle that wants to establish a national trust bank in the US. They had an $18 billion IPO. They are the issuer of the USDC stablecoin, and they want to get the US Office of the Comptroller of Currency to approve them being custodian for reserves and manage crypto assets on behalf of institutional clients. This is just the first of many. I think once this Genius Act passes, once they get this bill to Trump and he signs it after the big beautiful bill, which as of today probably will pass the Senate and get to his desk, even though it's providing Medicare for illegal aliens, people who should not be here because they're illegally here.
Yeah.
Not hard to
It's a
understand.
big bill. I don't know that it's beautiful, but it's pretty big.
It's big. It's big, and it,
I
it
mean, good
gets a lot of
Lord.
what he wants. Like I just look at it this way: people bitching and moaning about the things that he's doing because it's not quite what we want. I'm like, consider the alternative. Consider that the wheels can be completely off of this country right now.
Well, it's kind of
Had
kicking the can down the curb a little bit, and
Yeah,
eventually, what is it going to be? Like, this is a $5 trillion that's in the big beautiful bill. Like, we're going to be at $40 trillion in debt. Like, holy shit! When do we start paying off some debt? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. And who do we owe all this to? Who
We
do we
we
owe
need
all the
to
debt to?
we need to sell gold, and the country needs to buy Bitcoin. Like there's no reason the
Right.
US shouldn't own 1 million Bitcoin.
If we
right?
got all this gold and it's valued at $35 in our or whatever, because that's what they
3,500.
said, like the gold was valued at. Do we even have the gold
Yeah, we
though?
don't know. Whatever happened to that audit of Fort Knox?
Whatever happened to the audit of Epstein's list? Whatever happened to a lot of things?
Yeah, there's a lot we're not happy with, but I'm
Whatever
happy to
happened?
see this. Robinhood has launched tokenized
Yes,
stock,
this is huge, huge.
a layer two blockchain of their own, and you'll have perpetual futures and staking on this. And this is what happens when the regulators stop coming down so heavy on these crypto companies and exchanges. Now you can buy tokens, U.S. stock and ETF tokens, starting in the EU. Okay. Uh, but EU customers will have access to 200 plus US stock and ETF tokens. So I guess the future will be in the US, but this is interesting, Trav. It's all going to be on Arbitrum.
Yeah. And is it called stock tokens? I mean, what is the name of the project? It says stock tokens.
Robinhood stock tokens, zero
Yeah.
commissions or spreads from Robinhood.
Dude,
Other fees might
Dude,
supply.
you know what? We were talking about this for a long time. We even had the STO show ready to go whenever
Yeah.
security tokens are going to happen. Now, guess what? Other big news is Kraken is also beginning to do this as
Mm.
well. So, more and more companies and more exchanges, more and more projects are going to start tokenizing stocks. And you're going to be able to buy stocks 24 hours a day. And the old world of finance is ending, Joel. It's really wild. And it's happening a lot quicker than anyone could have potentially expected, really.
And yet, we still have some traditional assets that refuse to go away, and for good reason. Gold and silver, precious metals, are useful. And Texas is the first state to sign a law that says gold and silver can be used as legal tender effective May 2027. Now, how's that going to work? How do you legal tender means that it has to be accepted, right? In all commerce. So if you went to 7-Eleven and you wanted to buy a big gulp, then they have to accept gold.
So then maybe they're going to make their own coins or coinage or something. Because I mean, here's the thing. You know how some places go, sorry, we're not going to take any bill over larger than a 20.
Right.
That I mean, they'll just do the same thing. They'll probably would take. It's going to educate a whole lot of people inside Texas around gold and silver. But not only that, but Texas has. I don't know if this is in our news or not, or we talked about it before, but Texas has enacted a landmark law creating a strategic Bitcoin reserve, making it the first state to do that. So going into law at the end of June. So it just gone into law now, and now they're beginning to fund it with $10 million in public funds to purchase and hold Bitcoin, and they're going to start buying more and more Bitcoin. So that's another state, another sort of government entity that is procuring the Bitcoins.
You know, a lot of places won't make change for $100 bill. You know, do you have something smaller? You imagine walking in with an ounce of gold. Can you break this?
Yeah, no, you got to go to the bank for that. I mean, I think that's probably it's legal tender, but let the banks handle that. Like, here's my gold coin, and they'll give it to you at strike price or whatever. And then, but what'll happen is like somebody will bring in a gold coin about, I'll give it to you for strike price, and then somebody in the bank will be like, oh, damn, this is a rare one. Probably be a really good idea to scan your coins with that rare coin app that uses AI to determine if your coin is worth something or not before you
Is they
start
real
doing
or
that.
not? Brendan Ike, former guest of the show, the CEO of Brave, the browser of
Also, a
choice.
blockchain hero, quote unquote, maybe.
Yeah, also, yes, for sure. I've been using Brave ever since, like, I don't know how long we've been doing the show. I've been
Yeah, for
using Brave
sure.
the whole time. And he says we are in a metaphysical rebellion against big tech surveillance, but he thinks that crypto and privacy tech could help us. And you guys can, of course, this is kind of a commercial for Brave because it's one of the few web browsers that has crypto integrated. But you could read about this story and all of the others from the show in our show notes. All you have to do is go to badco.in/781, and you will see links to all these. And it looks like Brendan needs to lay off the cheeseburgers. Just saying. Brendan, Trump gets away with it. I don't know how. I don't know how. In fact, there was a tweet, a video of like one of his doctors saying it's true. He only sleeps 3 to 4 hours a night, every night, and he eats cheeseburgers and fries regularly and drinks Diet Coke regularly and eats steak well done. Like very unhealthy. And the steak well done is probably not unhealthy, but the rest of it is 3 to 4 hours a night. I would be trash. Like if I go a few nights having a little sleep, my brain is gone. And how he is so
And I
sharp.
wonder, there's, I think some people have a different thing in their DNA that allows them to have that lesser amount of sleep. But then what happens is then they assume everybody should be like that, but it's like that's not the case. And they have done some research on that, like people who can get by on 3, 4 hours of sleep, they have a little extra gene or something. So give me that gene, inject me with that. Like I'll take some mRNA of only needing 3, 4 hours of sleep. That'd be awesome. But dude, it's pretty crazy that to eat shitty like that and to get little amounts of sleep, like that's not, you know, pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't understand it. Okay, so let's cover a couple AI stories here because AI ain't stopping. That train is not stopping. This is a 16-year-old Pranjali Awasthi. She started coding when she was 7 years old and founded the RS 100 crore startup. I don't even know what that is. That sounds like a foreign language to me.
No,
RS.
that is the company hit that valuation of that. Built that's a money term. That's about $12 million. So this
Oh my
16-year-old built
gosh.
this company and about she built it DELV.ai and it's worth about $12 million already. Basically, it's an AI powered platform, helps researchers extract and summarize information from academic content, PDFs, and more. It's probably an AI wrapper tool
She's
realistically
calling it
because it was
Chat GPT with hands.
yeah.
What does that
Okay.
mean?
Well, I don't know. She's working on some robotics or what?
I don't know. Chat GPT with it. This kid is too
You know what?
smart.
This is branding. This is branding. This is not anything exceptional. This is she's using AI wrappers and APIs and AI agents. So now she's calling it ChatGPT with hands. That's marketing. That's basically AI agents.
She's
Is what that is.
16.
Pretty
That
smart
is,
for being 16, for
yeah,
sure.
I mean that's
Well,
just
I'll tell you
amazing to
what,
me.
dude. These AI tools make you seem really smart. I'm just, you were just over here just building all kinds of cool shit. Like I just built one. I built a tool today for comedy because I'm like, all right, I want to ramp out a 45-minute comedy set, and I got a buddy of mine who owns a comedy place here, so I can go do 5 to 10 minutes anytime I want. And I was like, well, I want to structure it so I can actually, dude. He's got the backdrop of this thing is so badass. It's nine 85-inch televisions. So it's like TV, boom, boom, boom. So imagine going up and doing comedy, but with like a hilarious presentation,
Hmm.
like to have visuals and gifs behind you. So like it's like a new imagination of comedy. So I was like, let me put my stories in. And so I built an app, dude, literally built it this morning. I'm calling it Punch Up. It's like a punch up your jokes. I want to be able to put my jokes in, speak my jokes in, transcribe it, organize them. So, dude, it's crazy what you can do. All you got to do is have an idea and just start coding the stuff. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But one thing I will say about AI is that these bots and these agents are crawling and just grabbing data like crazy. And so Cloudflare has launched a pay per crawl feature that is going to charge AI bots for scraping the content.
Mm.
It's going to give them an error unless they pay. And guess what? They're probably going to pay in crypto.
Yeah.
They're going to have their
Yeah.
own AI agent, Cloudflare crypto, probably a little stable coin or something. Yeah.
Well, it'd be another cool way to like monetize your site. If you're going to hit my content and crawl it, then I should get something for it.
Yeah. Yep.
Copyright's going to face all kinds of interesting obstacles here when
It already has.
AI.
And, Anthropic won their thing about, oh, authors, we're going to go ahead and take your books and add them to our thing because that's fair use. So they're training their models with all these copywritten books, just like blogs, just like anything else. So, I mean, what are they going to do?
Hey,
Crazy
we'd love to
time.
hear from you guys. If you want to write us, we're getting ready to record our ninth anniversary show that's coming up here. And if you have some comments, want to shout out on the show, want to let us know about your experience in crypto, want to tell us a bad joke, want to tell us how awesome we are, how much we suck, whatever, badcryptopodcast@gmail.com is the email address where you can reach Sir Lord Travis and myself. And if you prefer and you want to do a voicemail, well, 24/7, our AI secretary. That sounded like if you, no, I don't want to, I'm not going to go down that
Your
road.
AI sex secretary. That sounds
Secretary.
awesome. It's like a sex girlfriend
Well, but it also is kind of like, you know,
texting.
well, sexcrement, I was thinking. I don't, some people like that. I don't know.
Hey man, I don't know. This show's not good.
708
We're bad. What are you gonna say? We're bad.
708-885-9030. 708-885-9030. Call us.
Message
Leave a,
us and Travis will sext you.
leave a voicemail and say, hey, happy anniversary, and make us an AI song. Like, be creative, and we'll give you a shout out on the 9th anniversary show as a faithful patron of this show, which comes to you for free out of the kindness of our hearts. There's no other reason for us to do this. We're not making money on this show. In fact, we have an inbox full of people that want to be on the show that we could probably charge them some money to be on the show, and we really don't do a whole lot of it because we like just coming on here, talking to you guys, telling you what's happening, and making fun of Travis.
Staying bad. We like to be bad. We like to stay bad. We're trying to be good.
Didn't work.
But it's fun to be bad.
Didn't work out for us. So we'll catch you next week. Until then, yeah, stay bad.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.
Come lend me your ears, girls and boys, about those magic little kernels of joy. Versatile in the kitchen, every day I'm wishing for that plant that we love so much more than soy. Yes, it's corn, syrup or oil, grind or pop it, grilled or boiled. Yes, it's corn, eat it today, it'll remind you on down the way.
When it comes to Travis, ish is good.
I am Travis.
That's what you are after you've been drinking. What's your name? Travis. I'm kind of Travis today. I'm feeling Travis.
Travis.org.
You need to quit drinking that whiskey, Travis.
Yeah, that's what I should call my AI tool. It's Travis. It's kind of like me.